What's up? What's up? What's up, family? It's your boy George McPherson,
And your girl, Christy Mack.
and I want to welcome y'all to the Impactful Living Podcast.
All right, guys. So today we are going to be talking about why losing is necessary in order to succeed.
All right. Now, so let me say. So it's all about impacting the masses when it comes to this podcast, right? So we want to make sure that when you leave with something good, something valuable. So we want to talk about something today which is important, right? Why losing is necessary for you to succeed. And what's one point you could automatically talk about, babe?
So the sooner you fail, the less afraid you are to fail again,
Okay.
right?
You seem like you have to practice that one right there. You seem like so, guys. I want to tell y'all right now, right? We are make sure that we're prepared. So when you see my wife looking somewhere doing something, we got our notes. We not
I'm
gonna
not
come
trying
up
to
here
forget.
and wing nothing, forget nothing. I'm tired of winging, right?
Exactly.
So say that again for me.
No, but seriously, no, I was just saying the sooner you fail, you can get back up again. You can
Okay.
try again.
Okay.
And so when you're failing, you feel hopeless. You feel like, you don't know which direction to go. There's times even in my life that I fail, but I'm about failing fast because I need to learn from those mistakes. And I think you should as well too. Because, for example, when we first started this podcast with you guys, I already told you I was new to podcasting. So I needed to fail, right? You guys saw the glitches, when the screens went out, when the mic stopped working.
Uh-huh.
And then I had to figure that out. So every week we got better. So if you go back to our first podcast when we first launched, it looks totally different from now. Like everything is nicely set up, everything is in order because we failed at it and we failed fast at it.
Yeah, yeah. So the good thing is you learn from those mistakes, right? You have to be paying attention to say, all right, you know what? I failed at something. You pick
Mhm.
it up and you react to it soon, right? Because we always talk about in real estate, speed is necessary, right? So the sooner you fail at something, whether if you're doing a cold call and that cold call, when you go and you make that call and you might say something that's completely irrelevant,
Click.
right? And it piss off the seller or the motivated seller. Now you can't call that person back. You have to make it, you have to give them a little bit of time or whatnot. But now the next person you call, damn sure you're not gonna mess up and say the same thing again. So those are times where, sometimes you might lose out on something, but it prepare you for the next opportunity that's coming as well.
Exactly. So I would say the second thing is failure can show us what we truly want and how bad we want it.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So we all we know somebody that has taken the real estate test 6 times. Right. Can you imagine failing the same test 6 times?
6 times.
At that time, you would be so
Shit, I
discouraged.
would have been done at one.
He's horrible, y'all. No, don't laugh. I
Nah,
mean, she
nah, I'm
knows who
playing, I'm
she
playing,
is.
I'm playing, I'm playing.
But when you fail that many times and you get back up and you keep trying, that shows that you really want it. Like
Yeah,
there's no other
yeah, yeah.
alternative to your life. Like this is
Facts,
what it is,
facts.
right?
Yeah. I mean, when you look at it, like going to do something 6 times, and then eventually on the seventh time she passed the test, and it was such a relief and good for her. Now this beside me here, she did the real estate test
That
too.
was many years
Failed it
ago.
twice and be like, nah, that's not what I want, right?
That was
So
way,
so
way back in the
so
day.
that's the difference, right? That's the difference to tell you what somebody like the failure can show you what you truly want. With that person, they truly want to become a real estate agent, right? They see themselves going certain places, they see themselves in that career, in that field, and they would never give up. They're not giving up on that. Versus my wife was like, yo,
But it may not be for you, right? I found what I truly wanted to do. I found like what I felt like God put me on my path for. Same with you. You know what I mean? Like it just takes certain things to let you know, like, is it for you or is it not? She really wanted that. So she got back up over and over and over again and kept trying until she finally got it. And it's gonna pay off because you didn't give up.
yeah, yeah. So, in a sense, right? It's like for her. she took the test. And I'm wondering like what could be going through her mind at the time. And it's like, yo, for her, she just truly wanted that, right? Because I looked at my wife, and at the second time, she's like, yo, psh, if I don't get this shit, I'm
Listen,
done.
I'm not the
I'm
math whiz in
I'm
this
I'm
relationship.
I'm done.
Okay, I'm just be
So
honest, y'all. I'm being transparent out here. I'm just not the math whiz.
so so the thing though
But you
is
know what the
when
sad
she
part is?
went,
I missed it by 1 point.
yeah. And I said, babe, just go back and take
No,
it
I
again.
didn't want to do it.
Because at the
It's not
time,
for
right?
me.
At the time I wanted, so she wasn't going
I was doing.
in
He
to,
wanted me to do
she
it.
didn't want to be an agent, right? I wanted her to be an agent. So number one, that's the difference. That's the difference between her taking a test 2 times and not going back versus somebody that take it 6 times and kept going back because they truly wanted to become an agent. Versus me, I wanted my wife to be an agent to partner up with, so anything
So
she
he
could,
could use me.
so I could use her. Damn right, use you up, baby.
He is
I'm
too
gonna
much.
use you up. But I wanted to her to be the agent, so she would be my go-to agent at the time. But she was like, "Yo, forget that go-to agent stuff. Go find yourself a go-to agent. I ain't doing this shit no more." So that's not what she truly wanted.
Yes.
So,
But you know what happens though? So the next point I would say is failure offers opportunities for you to see new paths.
and how would you explain that?
What do
Because
you
I got a couple, but how would you put that in perspective?
So sometimes it takes you screwing up the first time, right? To realize like this is not for me.
Oh, like you, like what you did with the real estate
Y'all see
test.
how he's putting me on
Oh,
blast?
oh, okay,
So
okay.
yes, it took some time for me to realize like this is not what I want. This is not the path that God has sent me down. And it's okay to feel that way. You know what I mean? Like it just wasn't for me. But I just feel like I'm happy in what I'm doing right now.
And that's a crazy thing. Not because I look at it and I'm like, yo, my wife is going through it.
Mhm.
Doesn't mean that um it doesn't mean that she necessarily wanted to do it, right? So in a sense, I'm not picking on her because everybody goes through that. Everybody go through a point where they failed at something, and then at some point they was like, "Yo, all right, enough is enough. I need to do something different." So with that, we just have to make sure that when we're doing something that we truly love, we keep on going at it. But if it's something to where we say, "All right, that's not for me," it's truly not for me, then it's not for you. It will make you, when you fail, it will make you realize if you want to do something or not, if you truly enjoy doing it or not. Is it something that you're willing to sacrifice nights doing, sleepless nights, the hours you're putting in? So for me, it's like when it comes to real estate, I was putting in the time, right? I wanted to make sure that I'm learning everything. I wanted to make sure that, yo, if I'm doing a deal, the numbers make sense. But sometimes if you rush into certain things, I remember when I first started in real estate, like I made some big mistakes that cost thousands of dollars.
Mhm.
And in that sense, I could have stopped. I could have said, yo, I'm not doing this shit no more, right? When you're talking about almost wiping out your whole savings, and then it's like, yo, I don't know if I want to do this, right? But I kept at it because I know that there's a difference that it could make in my life, my family's life. So I kept going at it. So sometimes when you fail at something, it's like, yo, it will show you the path. And if you really want it or not, but if you truly know that it's something that you want to do, you're going to do everything to keep going.
Exactly. We do have a comment here. It says, "Hey, beautiful couple, it's been a while. What's the topic today?" So today's topic is why losing is necessary in order to succeed. We're just kind of telling everybody that it's okay. It's okay to fail. And if you're going to fail, you want to fail fast because you want to, learn from those mistakes, either to start something new or just to get better at it. So that's what we are talking about today. So if you guys are now tuning in, comment below, let us know that you're tuning in and and maybe where you're tuning in from.
Yeah. So like I was saying, like even when you mentioned the last point, right? So it's like it provide new opportunities. There's a lot of people out there that they think that, and I brought this up, you know, they could think that they want to be chef. They could say, yo, you know, I want to open up this new business, and you know, they think that that's what they truly want, right?
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes down to it, when you fail at it and you fail miserably,
Mm-hmm.
right, it will show you either something that you need to work on and you're willing to work on it, or you say, yo, you know what, this business is not for me. This is not what I love, because yo, before I started this business, I used to do this and this. I used to enjoy life. I used to enjoy my family. I used to enjoy my friends. Now I started this business and it's taken away a lot from me. It's taken away the time that I enjoyed my family, the time that I enjoy with my friends, right? Now, bear in mind, we people think different. Some people might say, "Yo, I'm starting this business to build a legacy." Well, are you building a legacy showing your kids that you're miserable building a legacy because now you don't spend time with them, your family, and you're trying to build a legacy whereas you had the money, right? It's not like you was broke or anything, but you have the money. You're already building a legacy by showing them certain things. You already invested in certain things. You have life insurance. You have all this stuff already. But now you want to go take on something new because you find it that you can do it, right? And now it end up hurting your kids. It hurt your family. So certain things you truly have to look at and say, yo, is it worth it? So when you fail at it and you fail miserably, you have to look at it as and say, well, is it something that I truly want to do? How is this affecting me? Right? How is this affecting my family? How is this affecting my future? And you look at it from there.
So we do have Joy says she's listening in from Lawrenceville. Whoop, whoop. Through failure, you find your true passion. So I personally know someone that, you know, you could say they failed at work and got fired, right?
Hmm.
But in that pandemic of them getting in the pandemic, when they got fired, they were able to find a passion or something that they were good at and started a whole business from that and is thriving now. Sometimes God puts us in them hard situations and you think like, damn, I just failed at this, you know, what am I going to do? I got to pay my bills. But it's going to put you on that new course that you need to be. Like for me, I feel like I personally failed at my health, and I literally just had a conversation with one of my friends about this the other day, and I'm like, you know what, maybe if I would have worked out more, or maybe if I would have ate a little bit better, I wouldn't have been on dialysis and I wouldn't have to go through getting a kidney transplant. And, you know, and I was trying to explain to her that I felt like at that particular time it was my fault. But that failure that I felt was my fault put me on a different course in life that God had for me. And I had to look at it that way. Sometimes where we want to go is not where the ending needs to be. That's not where He designed us to go.
I'm not gonna let you blame yourself
I know,
though.
but that's what she said too. She said
I'm
the
not.
same exact thing.
I'm not gonna allow you
She
to
was
blame
like,
yourself when.
no, because you know genetics and all of that. She's into that medical field. I get it, but I was just explaining to her how I felt. No matter what people say, you're gonna feel some kind of way because you're gonna wonder what
Because
you could
there's,
have done.
yeah, what you could have done if you could have exercised,
Yeah,
if you
but I
could have
just felt
ate
like,
better,
but what
if
did
you
I
could have,
do?
but you were on hefty medications. I mean, there's all kind of stuff that we look back at and say, yo, um, you know, was that one of the factors into why you end up with lupus to begin with? Because lupus was the beginning of the whole situation. So then when we dig into that, we find all other type of stuff. So
Correct, but I'm just trying to say that regardless, failure can lead you to new opportunities and new paths that you never thought can be given to you.
absolutely. I,
That's what I was trying to say.
I truly believe that, baby. I failed at a lot of relationships and I met you and then it's just like, yo, bam, a baby, bam, another baby. Be like, yo, I found success.
Y'all, he is a fool today, literally. So, I mean, you guys that are watching, have you ever failed at anything? You know, let us know what is something that you failed at that you felt like, you know what, I'm kind of glad that I failed at that because it led me to something else, or it led you maybe to the right person, or whatever it may be. But let us know. I'm curious to know what you guys' thoughts are.
All right. So what's something else that you could say?
Failure is a good teacher,
It's a great teacher.
right? It makes you stronger.
It does. So I mean, all right. So I'm gonna bring up an example with this one, right? So, um, when you're talking about failure makes you stronger, let's put it in the terms of you working out,
Okay.
right? So when I work out, right, it's always, especially if I'm working out with her dad, right?
Oh, y'all
It's
don't.
not about lifting heavy, because a lot of times people will think that, all right, I need to have some heavy weights, and with the heavy weights, you're building your muscles or whatnot. But he doesn't believe in that, right? He believe in lifting lighter weights, but you go to muscle failure. So you do it until you fail, right? So by you doing it until you fail, you basically are ripping those muscles, right? And then eventually what will happen is your muscles grow. So my father-in-law is ripped. He's almost 60, and the man is more ripped. You have to look at it as just one perspective, right? I talk about in real estate. Some people, they do a flip. They trying to do a flip because they see it happen on HGTV. Then the next time they come around, they're profitable. Versus some people, they take it and be like, yo, you know what? That's it for me. I've lost money. I've lost a lot of time. I don't want to do this.
Yeah, that's what it is, you know. And it's okay, guys. So, I mean, that's what we just wanted to talk about today. We just wanted to talk about why losing is necessary in order to succeed, right?
Yeah. So, guys, that's it for today as far as the podcast, where it's all about impacting the masses. Make sure y'all tune in. We're going to be posting a lot of stuff here. And we want to know your thoughts as far as the apparels that are coming out soon.
All right, guys. Talk to you guys next time on Impactful Living Podcast.